Hello, welcome to the second episode of this little series on how to use UV to manage the dependencies of Python projects. In the first episode, I showed you how to install UV and how to start a brand new project with UV and add dependencies and on a very simple use case. In this second video, I want to give a slightly more concrete example, and here we'll try to use UV on an existing project. So let's say it can be your project that you started a while ago that you didn't have UV back then, or you are reusing some existing project that is not using UV, and basically I will show you how to bootstrap this project with UV. As an example, we will use this project that is a CVPR's 2025 Base Paper Award, and it has it's a computer vision project that is not currently using UV, and so I will show you how we will download the code and how to start using UV with that project. So let's start. I will put this here, and I will start by creating local scratch a cache directory, because UV will download the dependencies and Torch will download some models, so I will make sure to not have these in my home directory.cache because this is fairly limited, but you might not have to bother with that. So I'll create a cache directory, and I will create a Torch one and a UV one, and then to set so I will set export Torch home to this directory, so / local scratch cache Torch, and I will do the same for UV. So I will export UV home, UV cache, I guess, / local scratch cache UV. So this will make sure that all of the downloaded artifacts will end up in this space where I have much more storage. Great. So now we'll start. I will start by going to the code here, which is on GitHub, and we will clone the project right now. So if I could type, let's clone. Sorry, with HTTPS. So in this case, this project already has a pyproject.toml, but for the sake of the demonstration, I will remove it. So let me sit into here, and I will remove the pyproject.toml because I want to show you the whole process. So generating a pyproject.toml and then adding the dependencies. We will only keep the requirements.txt and requirements.demo.txt, which is probably what you will see in most older Python projects. So now we will start by doing UV init for this project, and I will specify the Python version, and I will say -python 3.12. So this initiated the VGGT project. So now I can do I can start to, for instance, try to run the demo, let's say. So there is a demo grad.io .py, and if I do UV run demo grad.io, there we have. So UV downloads Python 3.12, it creates the virtual environment, but it fails because we don't have OpenCV, so it failed with the missing dependency. One thing that you can do is add the dependencies on and until the code runs, but this is a very manual process, and here we already have informations about the dependencies, so we will try to reuse them. We can see that there are two requirements files, requirements.txt and requirements.demo.txt. And I will show you how to manage using a pyproject.toml what we call dependency groups. The idea is that you have your main runtime dependencies for the project, so the dependencies that are really needed to run the core part of your code. And then you might have some additional groups of dependencies that are only used in certain scenarios. So to run the tests, for instance, or to have a demo, like this is the case here, for instance. So for this kind of situations, it's better to use dependency groups. So I will show you how to do that in UV. But first, we will add the regular dependencies. So I will do UV add, and this time I will say -r requirements.txt. And so this will do UV add on all the dependencies listed in this file. So here we can see that we have a bunch of dependencies properly declared by the project. So we download everything, and I will show you the resulting PyProject.toml. Great, so now all the dependencies are downloaded and are installed in the virtual environment that UV created before. So now we should be able to do UV run and then any script for training or things like that. So is there some? So I can cat the PyProject.toml that UV created. Again, I deleted the project's own PyProject.toml just to give you a demonstration. So here UV downloaded created this from scratch. It added a version by default, 0.1.0. We said that we wanted Python 3.12, so by default it says that Python should be at least 3.12. And then we have the dependencies added from the requirements.txt. UV here has by default added lower bounds for each of the package's versions to ensure that we don't have any regression if the user would try to install a lower version. You could get rid of these and actually replicate this exact specification of dependencies in the PyProject.toml. It would work. I will leave it as is, as I think it's a better practice to leave these lower bounds. Great, so now we do not have all the dependencies required to run the demonstration. So we see that in the project we have a demo grad.io, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we have several demo scripts that we can run and to showcase what this project can do. With the sets of dependencies that we installed and their transitive dependencies, we cannot run these demos. For this, we need to install additional requirements, additional dependencies that are listed in requirements.demo.txt. Here they are. We don't want to add them as regular package dependencies because, again, they are not strictly required to use our project. They are just additional dependencies for just running the demo. So in this case, I will do UV add -r requirements demo.txt, but this time I will specify --group, and I will call this group demo. So this means add these dependencies, not to the main dependencies list here, but to an extra dependency group called demo. You could name it whatever you want. So here it will read this exact file, this specific file. It will download everything. So we have all these new dependencies, and now let's have a look at the generated PyProject.toml. So you can see that we have dependencies, and these have not moved since the past UV call. And then we have an additional mention here, dependency groups, with a group called demo. And here you have all of the dependencies that are listed here. Okay, so now if I quit here, I can also have a look at the uv.log file that UV generated, again, very long, and ensuring the reproducibility for our dependencies. And now I should have everything to run the my demo. Right now, the dependencies are maybe not installed in the virtual environment, so to make sure that I use them, I can do uv-sync --extra to say I want to use the extra group called demo. And so it says extra demo, so I think it's --group maybe. Okay, and great. And now we are sure that our virtual environment contains all of the dependencies of the group demo. Similarly, I can now try to run the demo using UV run, and I would say UV run demo grad.io. So let's see if this is enough. So it's downloading the model. So I'll get rid of that, and I will just open NVTop to monitor this. Okay, so now it's downloading the model, and I will speed up while it does that. Okay, the model is downloading, and we can see that the model weights have been put in our custom Torch Hub cache directory that I've created before. And now you can see that the grad.io instance is running, so you can either connect using this local IP. This is a remote computer, I will directly connect on this public URL that grad.io created. So I will say this, and we'll see the result. And I will maybe bring this here too, just to be sure. So now we can see that we have a job running on the GPU, so everything CUDA related is working fine, and we can test our this VGGT project. So I will choose a scene to render, the very common tractor will pick, and I will click on reconstruct. So we should see a burst in the GPU usage, or at least some activity. So we are doing the inference on the GPU. It was fairly quick. Reconstruction success, and now this reconstruction have been completed. The 3D model should appear shortly. I think it takes a few, maybe a bit less than 1 minute, but you can see that the project is running fine. And again, here we are running the demo script using the demo dependencies. Okay, the model has appeared and it works perfectly fine. We have the 3D reconstruction of the tractor and everything is working fine. So that's it for this small demonstration. Again, here we have started from scratch by just taking an existing project, which was fairly nicely packaged as the dependencies were properly listed, and we bootstrapped the UV tool on this existing project. Here, actually, in this project, there was already a PyProject.toml. So if I do git diff, we can see that we actually changed the PyProject.toml. If I now git reset -- hard head, okay, git diff. So now I just reset the project to the version it was before, and we can see that in the case of where we had already PyProject.toml by the project, which might not be the case. So here, this is I restored the one from the project, and I can do directly UV run demo grad.io -- group. Maybe I have to put this flag before -- group demo. Group demo is not so maybe, or is it extra demo? Yeah, okay, so in this case it's extra demo, so we are using the extra dependencies demo, and UV is updating the virtual environment because those are maybe not exactly the same versions, and it should work perfectly. So it's using the same versions, everything was cached, and so now it's restarting again the script that we ran before. So that's it for this short example. Again, if you want to bootstrap UV on an existing project, you have to do UV init so that UV creates the UV.lock and the PyProject.toml if it doesn't exist yet. If it does, it will reuse this existing PyProject.toml, and then you can UV add the dependencies. So either using UV add -r requirements.txt if that exists, or you can do it manually, UV add torch, UV add numpy, blah blah blah, etc. etc. Now we have also seen how to create dependency groups to split, for instance, optional dependencies, and this is very good for test dependencies or for demo dependencies, or if you have additional special use cases. This ensures that if someone would want to use your project, they don't have to download the extended group of dependencies. They can just get the most important ones, the ones that are really required, and then if they want to do more things, they can add the extra dependencies. So that's it for this video. If you have any question, please write them in the comments, and I will try to answer them. And if you have other suggestions for video or topics to cover, feel free to also request that in the comments. And in the meantime, have a very good day, and see you another time. Bye.